Where have we come from and where have we gone to in terms of the quote-unquote record industry today? And what's happening with artists?
Well, to me, and this is again me, and the only thing I'm absolutely sure of is the unfathomable depth of my ignorance. That notwithstanding, as I'm also fond of saying, often mistaken, rarely in doubt. It seems to me that what happened was that, and I'm not getting dates accurate here, but it's sort of a broad picture. It seems to me that when the internet came in, and what it savaged was the distribution channels for digitizable creativity. And that means not only music, but films and television and newspapers and books, and all of it were savaged by the fact that the distribution channels were interrupted. And you say, well, what's the big deal with that? Let me tell you what the big deal is with that. When you disrupted these distribution chains, you disrupted the financial flow. This made virtually zero difference to the artist because they were already getting cheated out of the money in the existing structure. So for them to be cheated in the new structure, this is no big deal. And that's a little bit blanket. Of course, people generate money, etc. And once you become successful, then you can renegotiate your deals. But back to the point being, what was disassembled by the internet and that transition of information distribution? What was eliminated were the gatekeepers. Those big, predominantly white, predominantly male, squishy, 62-year-old fat cats going, puffing a cigar, looking at me, Livy, I heard your new record. It sucks. I need a hit. I need an effing hit. How do you think we pay for this place? Give me a hit. And I'd leave. And the steam would be coming out of my ears. But I was signed to that label and I had two choices. Please this person or quit. No problem, walk away. There's no law that says you have to be here, put up with this. You're not going to record for somebody else because they have your contract. So you improve. You get better. The truth is that great art is the result of wealth concentrating talent. Wealth concentrating talent. If you do not have revenue, if you do not have a source of wealth, you cannot concentrate talent. And if you cannot concentrate talent, it's very hard to compete. You can visit the Sistine Chapel today for one reason. The Catholic Church had wealth and they concentrated talent. So I think that where we are is Steve Jobs, again metaphorically, please don't write me a note on this one. Steve Jobs took all the music that was, essentially in 2002, and put it on something like this and gave it away for free. Immediately eviscerated every gatekeeper in the music industry. And now kids will come to me and they'll go, Liv, would you help me out? And I'll go, listen, you're good. You're sweet. I love what you're doing. I think you can make $60,000, $70,000 a year making that music. But you're asking me to come in for the next $10,000. I'm 70. I can't do that. I'm not going. My investor friends go, listen, I love your students and what they're doing. I go, no. Can we invest in them? No. No, you can't, because I can't get you your money back. It doesn't exist. It goes into the internet and it evaporates. Said quickly what I would do if I had the power. I would have a broad-based tax on the internet. I'd have $5 per person per month going into an escrowed bank of money, not dissimilar to the ASCAP BMI model that record and promoters, that radio stations and promoters put into an account, but it would be massively bigger. It would have hundreds of billions of dollars in it. And then for any internet travel of digitized creativity would release a revenue stream out of that escrowed money. So that the consumer would never even knew it existed. They had paid the tax, it came through, but now there is wealth to reform the creative fiefdoms that make great art. And God, by the way, we loved putting these gatekeepers out of business because they're not pleasant. Showbiz ain't pretty. These people are not your mother. Everybody will love what you do. Oh, they didn't like you? Oh, there must be something wrong with Stop it. So there's a gatekeeper. And now they've concentrated talent. And now I'm going to tell you how you get good. You get good not by anything an old professor like me tells you. An old beat up guy. You get good because you're together with 3 of your friends and you're all competing for the same prize. One of them gets it. You're gracious. That's the way you are. You go to them and you, congratulations. Then you go back to your room. You look in the mirror. And what you say to yourself is, you pray and promise any God you can find that you will never feel this way again. And now you're practicing. Now your fingers are bleeding. Now your buddies call you up and say, hey, you want to meet us down at the bar? We're going to make a little meeting. No. I'll see you there. I still have an hour and a half worth of scales to do. Then I'll be there because you want it badly. And that's what makes great artists. So we need wealth to concentrate talent, and you get wealth. And how they do it now, I mean, Apple took it over, Apple and all of them, but they don't know their ass from a tree stump. The best they can do is crowdsource. Is to look at what you've been looking at and then make a suggestion by crowdsourcing for something into the future. But that's not where great art comes from. Great art comes from a great gatekeeper, a record company head. And there she is. And she's been running this company, and normally, listen, 19 times out of 20, she's not a fool. She needs to keep the profits of her company going and keep things going. But every now and then, the great gatekeeper, that 1 in 20, 5% of the time, 95%, you're going along. 5% of the time, she looks at you and she goes, this is good. And her co-workers say, no, Sally, no, this isn't, no, we can't put that. No, you are wrong. I've made you a lot of money, and you're going to ride with me on this one. We're going to promote this one. This is where Bob Dylan comes from. This is where Randy Newman comes from. This is where Steely Dan making Asia. There was an executive, they're just burning through money and they're a mess in Iraq. And there's an executive somewhere going, nah, hold on, hold fast. This is going to be amazing. You hold in there. You know, if this doesn't work out, you're going to lose your job. Yeah, I'll risk it. This is worth the wait. So this is how the world works. And what we need to do is to get a broad-based tax on the internet, escrow that money, and have it there ready for distribution to those who are either tenacious, conniving, or fortunate, or talented. I don't care. I don't care what makes the gatekeeper. I just want the gatekeeper. I want concentrated talent. And trust me, when you go into a great recording studio with a great engineer, great assistant engineers, a great caterer in the coffee room, and 7 of the best musicians on the planet with a really good song, you are going to have more fun than you have ever had in your life. It's heaven.